Greetings, YouTube. It's your boy, Free Lancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking with yet another childish, immature, juvenile, probably kind of stupid intro. If you're not having fun, what are you doing, really? I mean, okay. Fun probably isn't something a lot of people actually truly get to experience. That's because they don't allow themselves to get silly. I mean, there's a time for silliness and there's a time for seriousness, but I'd wager a lot of people would be they take much more pleasure in life if they weren't afraid to make a fool of themselves. And at the very least, well, because it eases their attention, and then it makes other people laugh, and then if other people laugh, then you get that feedback loop where you feel better. Then again, what if you're using the silliness to hide serious internal hurt? Of course, that's not the case with Freelancer Joe. I just like being silly. So here to once again wow and amaze, possibly put you to sleep. Okay. If that's your thing, I'm happy to help. So let's get cracking. I already said that, didn't I? Alright, now I'm repeating myself. Old age. It happens. Where am I picking up? Where did I leave off? Well, let's go ahead and lower the resolution fast. And make me small drinking. Okay, I can't help it. Yeah, it's Thursday. It's a beautiful day outside. Gorgeous day outside. Were I still in school, this is the kind of day that I would skip class. Well, not high school. I never skipped in high school. College. Oh, yeah. Although this is one of those, it's a little too early in the semester, I think, to start skipping classes in college. I would normally wait until the leaves change color. You get kind of settled in and you get the routine going. And that's when you need the breakup. Alright, where did I leave off? Style? Yes. I had fixed some styling, and I had messed around with the coloring, and I had said that I was going to, once off camera, start doing a little more style changes, and I did. And so let's go through them right now. Well, not style, the color stuff. But I also did something else. So as you can see, it looks a little bit different. Right off the bat, it's pretty obvious that I changed the font. This is still probably just an interim placeholder kind of thing. Final decision is going to go down to the client. I think this looks pretty decent. I mean, it's elegant, it's readable, and it's still pretty clean. But again, that depends on what the client chooses. And to give them the choice, I'll have to point them in the right location. Let me see what else. Okay, so for these buttons, I went ahead and I made them contained as opposed to outlined, just to help with their readability. Okay, the font, I kept these colors the same, but I was able to get this to the correct color. Likewise with this. One thing I still want to address is the width of this header in the parallax portion of the screen. And change that so that looks good. Let's make sure it went over to the other pages. Yep, I got that. That's black and pink. That's nice. Alright, about info. Okay, that's looking solid. Not sure if white's really the best background though. I might go with an off-white just to make it look a little bit different. Maybe. I do like how the text came out though. You know what I have to fix? Alright. Slightly imperceptible, but it looks like this card. Oh, you know what it is? I bet you it's a scroll bar. Okay, it's not a card. It's a grid. Alright, services, private instruction. That's all looking good. Except for that grid thing, but that'll be better once we get correctly sized images in there. And then some catering, same difference. I do like how that font came out though. So hopefully the client likes it. And contact. Alright, so it's all looking good. All looking pretty good. Alright, this is pretty much, there's cleanup to do. I mean, the images and the text and whatnot. But again, a lot of that is going to depend, I'm probably saying again quite a bit, but a lot of it's going to depend upon client input. And so before I even attempt that sort of thing, I should get this in front of the client. Before I do that though, one other thing I would like to do is, one of the things you do when you go to a contact page is, a lot of times you'll see the actual location of the particular business you're trying to get to. Or, well, you think about it, somebody goes to the contact page, I mean, the old school way of thinking about it is, oh, you know, they'll fill out a contact form. But maybe they would go to the contact page because they want to know where the place is, or they want to see where the place is, or maybe they just want to see the email or a phone number. Now, granted, I put all this information at the bottom of the page, but that does require them to scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, and it's in smaller print too, so user might have a harder time finding it. All very long-winded to say that I want to add more to this page. What do I want to add? Well, first off, let's start with a Google Map location. And to Google's credit, as if they don't have enough money as it is in name brand recognition, the stuff they do with Google Maps is pretty sweet. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to type in the information. Well, not type. We're going to do what Freelancer Joe does best and cut and paste, copy and paste. And there we go. It's like on the outskirts, all right? And now, well, that's all well and good, but how do I get this into, yeah. Well, as I was saying about Google and their credits, very simple, right here. Share or embed map. Click on that bad boy. We're going to embed the map. It's going to do this. And then we can just copy this iframe and we'll just put it in the page. It's like, wow, Freelancer Joe, is it that simple? Yes and no. You say, what do you mean yes and no, Freelancer Joe? And I'll say, well, I can tell you right off the bat that this would not work. If I save this and it reloaded and refreshed, that page would not come up. Oh, I'm sounding awfully sure of myself, aren't I? Well, you know, let's see. Let us see if it comes up. Right now we see the contact page here. Let's go ahead and save that. And it's going to compile and reserve it. I don't think deploy is the correct word. Reserve it. And behold, it's not coming up. So I said, Freelancer Joe, how did you know that was going to happen? Well, I could let you believe that it's because I took one look at this stuff and I said, no, that's not going to work, and I have the vast experience to know why it's not going to work. I could do that. However, that would be not very, what is the word I'm looking for? Well, it would not be very honest of me to say. And I say that because I actually tested this a little bit before I started recording. Not with this particular value set per se, but just playing around with Google Maps stuff because I hadn't done an embed before. And so the deal is, React, of course, is going to try and insert this iframe, which I don't know what the I stands for. I've been using them for years, and I've never bothered to look into what the I is. It's not an Apple thing. My guess would be, an insert frame, because it's inserted from something else. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I don't know. I would have gone with an X frame myself, because it's an external source. But okay, no, I can see how inset frame would work too. Alright, so this is inserted into the React Virtual DOM. The thing about React, though, is it's very picky about attributes on the tags, and it has a very specific format. So number one, or when it comes to tags that or attributes that it recognizes, number one, it recognizes frame border, but it's not correctly spelled. Well, capitalized. That's one. And number two is React also recognizes the style tag, but it expects a very specific format for the definition. And I haven't shown you this before because I've been styling everything through the class name attribute and the classes attribute, but that format should look very similar to what this stuff is. And in fact, you know what? I bet you I could probably, that'll be an interesting experiment. I bet you I could probably use class name instead on this bad boy. You want to try? Alright, this I haven't tried. Let's go ahead and try that. That'll be interesting to see if it works. I mean, it might. Probably. So instead of style, we're going to go with class name. And we're going to call it iframe map. Let's go up here and define the iframe map. And we'll just use that border 0. Well, let's see if that works. I mean, I know the other one's going to work. Alright, so the page now, well, the app comes back up. Let's take a look. Contact page comes up. Good. Ooh, and there is the map. I don't think I put it in the right place. That's fine. Yep. And you can click and... Ooh, neato. Again, credit where credit is due to Google. Their stuff is slick. I don't think I've ever run into any Google thing that doesn't actually work. So there, we've done that. But, the question is where to put it. Let's go ahead and make this full screen. Should it be below the contact form or should it be above the contact form? I don't know. But you know what it would be very consistent? If you look at the other pages here, we have the block of text and we have an image. Or we have the image and we have a block of text. So what if we had the map and a block of text, or a block of text and the map, and then the form? That way the whole flow is very consistent throughout the entire thing. So how are we going to achieve that? Okay, well, let's see here. What have we got? What are we dealing with? Got the header container, and that's the parallax. And then we've got the messages, the divider, the messages being this, the divider, and this is the iframe, and the contact form. So we want to move the contact form, no, the map, and let's move the map to the left or the right, left or the right, left or the right. Well, I'm left-handed, we'll go left. So that means another div. We'll call this div, and we'll add another div to close it out because it complains otherwise. And the messages goes meow, and then the iframe will go meow. And what shall we call the class that defines for this div? Class info content. Classes info content, info content. I'm repeating myself so that I can remember. And we want them side by side, so that means this is going to be a flux box in a row. We're going to center and center. We'll make it 100% so that it takes up all the space it's got. And for now, we won't worry about width or padding. But rather than have to type it up again, just in case we do, just comment it out. And then let's see how that turns out. Alright. Okay. So now we need more divs. One so that we can get the map to be big enough, and another so that instead of these things being in a row, they're in a column. It's just funny. Not haha funny. Wait, what's funny? Well, let's take a look at how the messages. Okay, the messages are just an array, so okay. Another div. Info messages. And I do not believe that I will have to do this for the iframe, for the map, because I already defined that, so I can just change that up there. I called that messages, right? Yes, info messages. Info messages, info messages, info messages. So once again, but now this is a column back again. We will start it at the top of the div, and we will make it, let's just say 60%. And then for the iframe, we'll make its width 40%. Just ever so slightly off. Let's see if that's large enough. Yes. Although, I figured that would. Okay. No, I can do that. Although that's still weird. It's that. I don't specify the height. So this height is 450. Okay, so if I specify the height of info content as 450, it's debatable whether or not. I mean, well, it does what I wanted it to do. The other thing to consider is that by having it back where it was before, then the user will scroll down and they'll see the form. So that kind of works. I got the map here. I mean, see, this is one of those things where it's kind of like, and you can go out one way or the other. One way or the other. Gonna get ya. Gonna get ya, get ya, get ya, get ya. You know what? I'm cool with the way it was. Please, that's kind of repeating itself. Please feel free to forward the following. Find out more about lessons at the user knows. Come visit. See, the thing about these is these two messages repeat themselves essentially. I would say something like, please feel free to visit us at location on the map, or take a moment to enter information in the contact form below, and we will get back to you very soon. That's kind of the verbiage I would go for. But that would require me to kind of maybe put words in the client's mouth. So, okay, we'll leave that alone for now. So we got the Google Map inserted. We got the form. I'm feeling pretty good about it. There was one thing I was changing. Okay, right. One other thing I was changing. Let me see. Hopefully I have the time for it. And that's this. Well, specifically, let's take a look at that. Home style. That's okay. So no, not contact. It's header. So the width is 700 minimum. That's fine. Top left transform. That's fine. Oh, that's interesting. It's 100%. You know what I bet it is? I bet you it's this. It's how it's no. Oh, that's strange. The width should still be all 100. Okay, enter wrappers that. That's fine. It's the header enter. Wow! Which is 50-50. Which pushes it down in there. Yeah, no. That's right. The header inner contact is okay, alright. So if I make this a minimum width of, let's say, 600, no, that still doesn't do it. Oh, that's interesting. I might not be able to do anything about that. It could be the transform. Oh, man, it's not doing that. Let's see, what does that do? Okay, so that seems to be shrinking it down. Oh, great. That was... it's XY coordinates, of course. Okay, alright, there, see? Okay, so we'll make the top 50 again. And translate XY, so you're 50. Alright, what if I make your min width? Nope. I have to look into that. Well, to be honest, the easy way around it. Yeah, I don't like having to restrict that, but in this case, it might be better to have something controlled. So we would kind of have, okay, so what we have up here is we've got big message and then sub message, right? So you could have something like join now as the big part, and then a smaller message, become part of something great, or something like that. Or in theory, I shrunk down that message. I bet you that message would fit as a subtitle. So there's limitations. Although in my case, this is definitely my part of not fully understanding how the whole transform thing actually works. Yeah, oh well. having said that, well, it's not cool to end on that note. We do have, well, one, we've reached the end of the video, my self-imposed time limit for videos. Two, we at least have that, and I honestly think everything is looking fairly slick. I think, I'm hoping that this kind of is what more in line with what the client was hoping for. Well, I believe I'm going to find out. So after this stops rolling, I'm going to go ahead and build a distribution of this and set up a temporary website and upload it. And let the client know so that they can take a look around and give me the feedbacks. Feedback's very important. And of course, tomorrow, being Friday, is going to be freelancing with Joe. I think the only other offline work I will probably do, at least as far as this goes, besides getting it deployed, is start dealing with the image resizing so it can present a little bit better. But that's all going to be off camera, so if you stuck with me to the end, pronounce and enunciate all of my words. So if you stuck through to the end, thank you very much. Cool kid spiel about liking and subscribing and comments and suggestions. And I hope you will join me next time. And then there will be a next time, God willing. So in the meantime, take care and God bless.